James Harden, Clippers, well, such a Sixers guard, disgruntled Sixers guard, finally traded to the LA Clippers. And in a deal, I think he's going, as well as PJ Tucker, another piece is going. Um, the Clippers get a bunch of draft picks here. It's kind of from what I can see here, this is actually a lot more than I thought the Sixers would get in a deal like this. So the breakdown here, the Sixers are getting Marcus Morris, Nicholas Batum, Robert Covington, he's back in Philadelphia, KJ Martin, multiple draft picks and a pick swap for James Harden, PJ Tucker, and Philip Petrozev. Now, on the Philly end, I think it's a good trade considering the fact that when you consider how far we got into this process, already a week into the season, they got a lot of assets and some nice pieces back that can, look, they're not James Harden, obviously, not James Harden good, but Nick Batum, Robert Covington, 3-and-D guy, Marcus Morris, a veteran. These are guys that, and look, we're only weekends to the season, obviously, but it's fair to say that Tyrese Maxey has made the leap, at least weekend. He's been phenomenal. So does this team compete? Can this team with a Maxey Embiid core, could this core compete with the top of the Eastern Conference? I have my doubts still. I still think Milwaukee and Boston are still separating themselves from the pack. But again, given the situation, given what was going on and all that, I do think this was a good deal. Honestly, for Philadelphia, given the circumstances, you get rid of the headache and James Harden. And I think there's some nice core pieces there. Tobias Harris now still there. He'll be able to, be elevated a bit now too as well. So on the Philly end, it doesn't make. I still think they're better with James Harden. Quite as kept. But given the situation and the circumstances and whatnot, I thought Philly did pretty well here. And I also think Philadelphia is going to be still in the mix for some pieces. I'm of the opinion. I said this on my previous podcast weeks ago that two teams to look at this season that could be massive sellers depending on how the season plays out. And so far, it looks like it could be going that direction. The Bulls, the Raptors are two teams I believe that will be selling teams. You can probably have DeMar DeRozan on the market at some point. You can probably have OG Anunoby in Toronto on the market at some point. Maybe Siakam at some point. Who knows? Zach LaVine. So there's still options for Philadelphia, and other teams are in the mix trying to compete for a title. You can poach from those rosters. I do think Toronto and Chicago are two teams that will be sellers by the time we get to the deadline in February. All right, so that's the Philadelphia end of all this. What about the Clippers end? Well, I see this. Obviously you combine James Harden with his old teammate Russell Westbrook for the third time already. They OKC and Houston, now this. And then now you have him combined with those two guys, and then you have Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Clippers have had a good start to the year so far. This feels like title of bust right now for the next year, maybe 2 years if Harden signs another year. All things equal, if you're telling me that Kawhi Leonard is healthy, if you're telling me Paul George is healthy by the time we get to April and May, okay, Westbrook has fit very well so far to his team. This can be a team that competes with Denver and the Suns in the West. Yes, they will compete if they're healthy. I also like this move for the Clippers for one reason, main reason here. Because of the fact that Kawhi Leonard and Paul George always get hurt anyway every single year, and twice on Sundays and twice on Saturdays. A guy like James Harden absolutely helps the team, because say which one about James Harden. James Harden is absolutely I won't go as far as I call him a cancer. That's not, I don't think it's appropriate to use those words, but say which one about James Harden. Love him or hate him. James Harden between October and April shows up. James Harden is a workhorse. James Harden does play basketball. So he's actually a nice piece to have, which would now allow the Clippers to actually low manage. I mean, I say that the latest study came out that load management doesn't actually work. It's not really good. I say that with the fact that all that. But look, you can actually now patience. Well, Kawhi can miss games here and there now, and you still have Harden here available to play to fill in that role. Now, will James Harden be the great player he has been, Hall of Fame player? Will he be that guy in the playoffs? We'll see. But at least there's a nice cast surrounding it. The Clippers still keep Terrence Mann. They still keep a lot of those good pieces they have there. The question for the Clippers is going to be simply injuries. Is this team going to be healthy by the time it matters? What I will say is this, though. This move, I think, now puts the Clippers now in the lock for top 6 in the Western Conference. The West is stacked, obviously. So this move should at least have the Clippers avoiding the play-in situation, which you don't want anyway. You know what I mean? So if anything, this is what this move does. It actually avoids the Clippers playing in the play-in situation. Beyond that, we'll see who's healthy, who's available by the time April comes around. But that's my 2 cents. Well,